Shalom, people.
Shalom.
This is Brother Lyles coming at you with another video, and I got my lovely wife with me again. And we want to finish up the video we had started last week, talking about our trip to Jamestown, Virginia. Sorry about the technical issues, but I'm not real tech savvy, so it'll be in 3 parts. This is the last part. I think we had left off talking about the separation of church and state, how this country supposedly was built on that. And I was just bringing out the point that in Jamestown, everything was done in the church building. The government was ran out of that, and it was intertwined. Maybe later on, when they wrote the Constitution, they seen a problem with it, but the original foundation of this country was that whatever what was good for the nation was good for the church. It wasn't the other way around, because obviously we know things in the Bible, if they had taken true to heart, they wouldn't have done the things that they did to us or to the native people that were in Virginia when they founded the colony. But as we know, as Hebrews, we know that when they took over the holy manuscripts, and when they took over supposedly the message of Jesus, as they said, it wasn't a purely religious thing. It was a thing of enslavement of all the dark peoples of the world, and America was just another extension of what they had done in Africa, what they had done in the Caribbean. The only thing was different was it was supposedly the newest and the last frontier for them, and that they was going to try to break away from total control of Europe and start their own style of, I guess, all the European peoples mingling themselves together into one nation. Because if you know anything about America, them and France were kind of intimately connected to each other. America and France, that's what the Statue of Liberty was about. So America is a great melting pot, but the English, for the most part, run the show in the Western Hemisphere. America is just another version of England. It's just refined, and that began with the Jamestown colony. Let my wife say some things now on what were her thoughts about that.
Well, Jamestown set the pace of how America was going to be, even to now, today, and even in Europe and different countries, we find that our people are under oppression and under the hand of the government. And what was stated about what was going on during that time was that in Williamsburg, it was put into place of how we would be treated for now the 400 years that we have been here since we arrived from Africa. They set in place how we were going to be treated.
Yes.
And we can still see the effects of it right now.
Yeah.
How we being persecuted and treated bad, and limited rights we had in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, and even up to the 50s, where we were to the point where we had to try to fight for our rights and establish different organizations that was established for our good. But even with that, the Black Panthers is one that they destabilized that as well. So we're constantly in and out, like the book of Deuteronomy said in Deuteronomy 28, how we would be cursed. Now we know that if you are in Yeshua, that you're not under the curse, but as a whole, as a people, the because we haven't repented and returned back unto Him, that curse still stands. Still stands as it is today, as you see throughout the country, the stuff that we are under, the persecution and the governmental systems that are set in place. So, you know, that's what I got out of it when he said that when we arrived here in Williamsburg and the rules they had set Jamestown, in Williamsburg.
Well, Williamsburg came later. Jamestown.
No, I mean the city we went to was Williamsburg, but it had set in place of how we would be treated.
Yeah. It's important to note too, you know, like we found out that Jamestown again was not the place where the 20 slaves came. That was Point Comfort, which is in Fort Monroe, which is about 30 miles away in Newport News, Norfolk area, which we plan on one day actually going there again, like I said, to the actual spot that the first recorded, let's say that word, recorded slaves, because there's stories coming out that there might have been some there before. Now we know, like I stated in one of my videos before, that the Spanish had slaves in Florida, but Florida at that time was part of the Spanish Empire for purposes of England.
Yes.
The first recorded slave in the most successful colony, because we got to go by that, because there was a lot of colonies that popped up, but they went away because they couldn't survive. But Jamestown survived, and it thrived, and it set the pace again for everybody. So that's why I go with the 1619 date, not because there might have not been other slaves here before, but for official purposes, since we are living in the times of the Gentiles, I'm gonna go with the 1619. We are past August the 20th, which is the 400 years. So as I stated in another one of my videos, I believe this is now time for our mindset to go back and reverse from when we got here, go back to not to the sins and stuff that caused us to get put here, but get out of that slave mentality and go back to the fact that we were not people that did not have knowledge, that did not have greatness. Again, we was not perfect in the eyes of Yah. He wouldn't have let this stuff come on. So we want the greatness back without the sin. So for me, now 1619, I'm gonna let my wife say what she think the passing of the 400 years mean to her. The passing of 400 means to me, first of all, that the Most High Yah bring us back together and give us another chance to be a nation again in righteousness, and also to let us be given that opportunity to receive Yeshua as our King and our Redeemer, and not reject him like we did when we were in the land. And also that Most High Yah will restore all the scattered tribes. We are all over the place. We got so many different accents. We got so many different customs and other things. And it would be just so good for him to bring us back together according to Ezekiel 37 and 38. Bring the two sticks back together. Even our people that are in Brazil, there's so many of them that we hardly ever talk about them. They were the in fact the ship that they got the slaves off, bring the Point Comfort. Those type of slaves that they was sending to Brazil from Angola and all those places. So now I don't know when my family came in, what ship they came in later or whatever, but I believe that's what I'm praying for. I'm praying for the exodus from this nation and us to regather back and for Yeshua to come back. And I believe that Yah is started to put His peace and His shalom upon us worldwide, and put a spirit of unity in us that we want to come back together. That's what the passing of the 400 years means to me, and that we have a mentality of us being a superior people, not an inferior people. That's what the passing of the 400 years means to me, my wife.
Passing of the 400 years mean to me, it is a compilation of being blessed, God remembering us, not forgetting us through our toils and tribulations, persecutions that we went through. But I see it as God bringing judgment here on the earth in different parts of the world, where He was saying, look, you hurt my people and I haven't forgotten what you have done. Seen fires and diseases and floods and flesh-eating bacteria that's in the water, and they had a incident where the river in Africa was turning into blood, and even now the Amazon burning. We can see God's hand at work on people who have persecuted us and have been in charge all these years. They're actually losing control, and they don't know what to do, and low birth weight and birth weight and birth rate of their children, where they're not producing as many children as they used to, and they're being outnumbered. And you see a lot of people coming together, not the Hebrews or the Israelites coming together, making children, a lot of children now. It's more than there's ever been before. Not being prejudiced or anything, but you see a lot of that going on right now. So I see it as a time of judgment, and Father Yah not forgetting about us and giving us justice, and then we are able to behold it. Our ancestors, like my grandmother and other people, was able to see President Obama come in, but they probably would be especially excited, not to the point of people dying, but the point of God's judgment coming down for all the stuff that they had to endure rather. As far as my grandma, she used to, be a maid and be a nanny to a lot of rich people that were in where I'm from in Georgia. And probably for her to see all this judgment coming upon this country, I can hear she probably say, I never thought I'll see today, even up in my age. I think she would have really felt some type of justification, not that she would want or wish evil on anybody, but for all the toil, the snares that her mother and her grandmother went through, and even her having to go through, would give her a sense of we're getting justice for everything that was done wrong to them.
Yes.
And that's what it means to me, God's judgment upon the earth in peace and love for His people.
Yes. The only thing that we gonna have to do, I believe, going forward is that you really gotta emphasize, to me, getting back to Yah, getting back to, and I'm not talking about church, because we got enough churches and Bibles and everything, but unfortunately we took on their form of Christianity, which Christianity we know is not what the Bible taught anyway, because if you really look at the slaves, when they came, they could understand the English language and all that, but when they got hold to the quote-unquote God, they worshipped Him different than their European masters. That's why a lot of times they would come to their services and see what they was doing. But they didn't understand. They already had a connection to Yah because they were His people. That's why we developed our own form of worship. So if you really look at it, to break away from this mainstream quote unquote Christianity is what we need anyway, and get back to the communal type of living. That's not something that's gonna happen overnight, but it's gonna have to happen for us to survive.
Yes.
And get and leave the trinkets of the holidays, the dress, all of that stuff. You know, uh, 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 the, the, the attitude of you know you know 9 to 5 and working to get the big mansions and all this other kind of stuff. We have to change our attitude in that, and I know it's not gonna be easy, but he said in Revelation that we had to come out from among her, Babylon, Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah way of thinking,
yes,
and be separate, because he said the that which is unholy, that which is unclean, would not enter into the city. He said without will be all the unclean things, and there's a lot of unclean things that are acceptable here in America. Is always kind of funny to me with that censorship of different words and stuff on TV, where they say, "Oh, you can't do this," but then there's just so many subjects and things that they're putting out there, and with the things of child sex trafficking, gun violence, and all that stuff that we are being exposed to every day. That is, it's just kind of funny when they say, "Oh, you can't say certain curse words," whereas on cable TV and stuff they say all kinds of crazy stuff all the time. So this hypocrisy is reached up into the heavens, and it's about time for Yah, that he is he's been doing the judgment all along. We just couldn't see, we just were aware of it, but now we know it's not just on this country, it's worldwide. This is a few days after we have found out about the Amazon fires, and that thing is unlike anything I ever seen in my life. When they showed the satellite pictures of it from space, with all that stuff on fire, it's the whole continent. It looks like it's on fire. It's really biblical. When they use the word biblical, it really is biblical proportions. And this is a funny thing. The newscaster, she kept saying, "This is not an act of God. This is not an act of God." Like she was trying to. She knew that people are saying this, so they want to avert that. They know that whether they set them or lightning strike, it still is Yah. He's allowing it to happen. This place produces 23% of the world's oxygen comes from there. So this is gonna send the global temperatures up, and so Yah is. I believe he gonna move so fast. It's gonna be like the storm in the distance. You think you got opportunity when you see the lightning about 10 miles away, and then you turn your back to go in and shut the windows. Before you know it, that storm is on you, and it's just wreaking havoc. I think that's what is happening with us now. So Yah is giving us a short reprieve. We never believed that it was gonna be an immediate exodus on August 20th. I didn't believe that, but I know that Yah is making it patently clear with all these attacks that we have been getting from white supremacists, and then on top of that, FBI said they've already broken up numerous planned attacks where people had planned, they had ammo and everything, where they was planning on killing more people. This stuff is not going away, so he's making it uncomfortable. Where we're gonna want to get out of this country. You already see the movie stars, black movie stars going over to Africa, getting citizenship, setting up businesses, and now they ain't totally moving away totally, but they getting it prepared where if things get too hot, they can get out of here.
Out of here.
So it will take an act of Yah for us that can't afford it to be able to get us out here.
Yes.
But he on none but the righteous shall endure to the end. So I'll let my wife have some thoughts on what she thinks about all this.
Well, I think God is yet moving in the earth amidst all this turmoil. He knows that the things that America in particular and in Europe, the things that they have done, that they're not going to get away easily. And so we're seeing all this destruction here on the earth. And he already had prophesied in his word that it would come.
Revelation.
Yes, exactly. That all these things will come to pass. So I think we as his people should be confident in knowing that God is not a liar and that he is a man of his word and that he will accomplish the things that he has already foretold of. So I think we're just in the beginning of seeing God's judgment here in the world, the total world. They're even trying to go to the moon.
Go back to the moon.
And all these other little
they're trying to set up a colony on the moon.
So they think they're going to get away, but they're not.
Yeah, and so we're going to go ahead and end this video before it runs out. But those were just some of our thoughts. Whenever we go to Point Comfort, we'll do a video on what we found out there. But I would encourage everybody to go to Jamestown and do the tour for Angela, the Angela tour, because they give different tours. The Angela tour is from the perspective of the slaves, and they give you the whole truth and nothing but the truth according to what they know, and it's really good. So
I really like the point of touching the earth that they touched, touching the land that they walked on, seeing the things that some of them probably saw. I know the landscape have changed. We know the sun and the moon and the things and the constellation will never change, and then the river.
Yeah, the James River.
Yeah, so just kind of walking through it and kind of seeing it through, their eyes, what they saw when they first came.
Yes.
So that was exciting, and I'm looking forward to going back, in particular to Point Comfort.
Going to it. This will be our first time once we go. Yeah. So we hope this gave you an insight on what to expect, even though it's past the 1619 date. But it's good to know for history points. So, but that
subscribe, comment,
and
like if you like this video, so we know what more things we could put out that y'all would really enjoy. So if you have any suggestions, just let us know and we'll see what we can do.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom.